accepted as a home run hitter, and I just enjoy doing it. It doesn't mean I'm gonna hit 100 home runs, but you know, taking BP and trying to hit home runs is it's all with a BP thrower. If he's throwing nice and firm, you get in a good groove, you can have a good day. So I look for a good time.
That'd be great. Now let's go to Harold Reynolds.
Now I'm standing out in the players' parking lot. There's only been one ball hit out of Coors Field in the parking lot. That was in batting practice by Mark McGwire. Never one in a game. Now the way the ball has been flying, a lot of the players feel like this may not be too safe a place to park your car.
Well, there's some home field advantage for you. That was Larry Walker of the Rockies. We have the home run heavyweights here. Who better to introduce them than Michael Buffer?
Fans, now direct your attention to home plate for a special guest introduction. Budweiser, the king of beers, is proud to present the undisputed, undefeated king of the boxing ring. Here today to introduce the 1998 Service Merchandise Home Run Derby participants, please welcome Mr. Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Service Merchandise 1998 Major League Baseball Home Run Derby. The Kings of SWAT from both leagues, 5 against 5. And now, let's meet the batters for the Home Run Derby. Batting first for the American League in his first All-Star game with 19 home runs at the break from the Motor City Detroit Tigers, Damian Easley. Batting first for the National League, two-time All-Star, also with 19 home runs at the break from the Atlanta Braves, Javi Lopez.
Home fit. Way to go, bro.
Batting second for the American League. He's hitting .326 and has 73 RBIs and 23 home runs from the Cleveland Indians, Jim Thome.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Batting second for the National League with 20 home runs from the Houston Astros, a three-time All-Star, Moises Alou. Batting third for the American League. He has 72 RBIs to go along with his 26 home runs from the Baltimore Orioles, Rafael Palmeiro.
Hiya, hey.
Let's go get him, guys.
Let's go. Good luck, man. 21 home runs at the break. Three-time All-Star from the Atlanta Braves, Chipper Jones.
Thank you, baby. You too.
Fourth for the American League. He's currently batting.
Y'all take it easy on us,
70
man.
RBIs to go with his 27 home runs from the Seattle Mariners, Alex Rodriguez.
This will be fun. Good luck, brother. Good luck. All right. Good luck, Bobby.
Batting fourth for the National League, hitting .307 with 72 RBIs. He has 25 home runs. He's the third baseman from the Colorado Rockies, Vinny Castilla.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
Position for the American League. He's leading the American League with 35 home runs from the Seattle Mariners, Ken Griffey Jr. And our final batter, batting National League. 10-time All-Star player, leading the major leagues with 37 home runs, the pride of St. Louis, from the St. Louis Cardinals, Mark McGwire.
Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, pitcher is ready.
That was a great
The
over.
batters are ready. Are you ready? Home Run Derby fans, are you ready? For the sellout crowd here in the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado, and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Well, I don't think we've quite seen an intro like this before. The old announcer at Jarry Park in Montreal has nothing on Michael Buffer. Mark McGwire, look out, Pikes Peak. Back to Denver in a moment.
MLB at Home is presented by T-Mobile, here to connect you to what matters most on America's largest 5G network. Switch to T-Mobile today.
The 1998 Service Merchandise Home Run Derby is presented by Service Merchandise, proud sponsor of the 1998 Service Merchandise Home Run Derby, and in part by Reebok, creating possibilities one athlete at a time. And by MCI, one team, one company, one local to global connection. Welcome back to Coors Field in downtown Denver. It's twilight time. Had a little rain earlier today, but the sun is out. Beautiful sunset expected later on over the Rockies. Here are the rules. It's pretty simple. All 10 batters get 10 outs. An out is any swing that is not a home run. After you hit your 10 outs, we total up how many home runs you have. And the top 4, doesn't matter what league you're in, advance to the second round. Then in the second round, again, those 4 get 10 outs, and the top 2 advance. Then in the third round or championship round, the 2 top scorers advance. They get 5 outs. The batter with the most in the third round is declared the winner. Last year, Tino Martinez beat Larry Walker in the championship round. Coors Field, 347 down the line, 390 to the power alley. Dead center is 415. Right center is 375 and 350 down the line. 8 foot is the wall from left field to about right center. The wall is about 14 feet in right field from the power alley in right field all the way to the right field foul pole. But there is no question that the ball just travels farther here. And the man that we begin with, Damian Easley. Mike Piazza, your 496-foot home run last year was the longest ever at Coors. The question is, can you almost swing too hard here at times, knowing that the ball will go that far?
Oh, absolutely. You get in that habit of trying to uppercut everything, and you just have to not change anything. You hit the ball in the air hard, it's going to travel.
Mike, how much difference is it in the ball traveling here as compared to, say, Atlanta, the old Atlanta ballpark?
Well, I think the thing is here you see a lot of high towering fly balls that just keep carrying, whereas in Atlanta, the ballpark wasn't that big, and I think, you know, a lot of those balls scraped the back of the wall that might have been outs in other ballparks.
Damian Easley having a quick bat, maybe what we're talking about, because he wants to jump on everything, and he's had 5 swings, and he's had a couple of rips, but alas, anything not in the seats. 5 swings, 5 outs. So the Detroit Tigers second baseman now gives it a ride.
Oh, he got it.
There he goes. He's off the schneid.
Mike, what would you have paid to do that one time in the home run hitting contest?
Well, I think I'm hitting about 600.
Yeah, but you could no home
Unfortunately,
runs.
base hits don't count. Damian's topping a lot of stuff. Yeah, you just have to sit back and just sit back and not try to get on top of the ball, get under it.
You know, it's also his first All-Star appearance, so you're going to be nervous. That is 7 outs for the 28-year-old 60-year pro from Detroit. Went to school at the Long Beach State. Came up an outfielder with California. Played third base, second base. The most homers he had until last year when he hit 22 was 6 with the 94 Angels. Does this one stay fair?
I think we will
Yes,
see
it
one
does.
hit completely out of here.
Yes, no question in my mind either. That's a P.
It's a P, but alas, it's a P for now.
For now.
443 feet, that one down the left field line. Well, Eastley grounds out, but he does pick up a 2 spot to lead off here in the Home Run Derby. We rotate an American League batter and then the home club National League. Let's go down to Harold Reynolds. Harold?
All right. Damien, your first All-Star appearance in the home run contest. A little nervous?
Just a little bit. Got a little excited early and finally settled down.
You got that first one. You were able to relax a little bit, so that was good.
Exactly. I needed the first one.
All right. Well, best to you. You're going to have to turn it up a little bit because there's some heavy hitters coming. You think, am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
All right, thank you. Back to you up the top.
All right, Harold and Damien. Damien, unfortunately, the home runs did not come Eastley. That one, though, was a rip, Joe.
Well, he got the head of the bat out, had a little light arc on it, and that ball almost went out of the ballpark completely. So I don't think there's any doubt we will see one of the big right-handed hitters hit one out.
Javi Lopez, the backstop of the Braves, is up next in the opening round of the Home Run Derby. We'll be back.
T-Mobile and Sprint are joining forces to build America's largest and most reliable 5G network. With more towers and more engineers, you'll get the best 5G network and the best prices. Welcome to T-Mobile.
Welcome back here to Coors Field. The Major League All-Star Game, of course, tomorrow night. But we've got the AAA All-Star Game for you at 8 Eastern Time on Wednesday on ESPN2, followed by the AA All-Star Game, which is going to be down in my neck of the woods at Yale Field in New Haven. So you definitely want to see the Stars up and coming as the All-Star break continues. That'll be on Wednesday on The Deuce. And there are $2 million signs. 70 feet up, 440 in the upper deck in right field, and there's 40 feet up, 450 in left field. If someone hits the sign, there is a fan, predetermined, but no one knows who it is right now. If any of these participants hits one of the signs, a fan in the park right here, sold out, we might add, will win $1 million. So they're really cheering for these guys to hit. This is Javi Lopez, the catcher who has improved defensively and certainly as a hitter every year with the Braves. He's one of the few that in his first at bat as an All-Star last year hit a home run in his first at bat in the game at the Jake. And he obviously has impressed you, Mike. How do you pitch Javi when you guys throw to him?
Well, I think contrary to what people would believe, Javi's and most power hitters actually like the ball down. I mean, McGuire likes the ball down. Javi likes the ball down. You think keep the ball down on these guys, but they just golf them out, you know, with the best of them.
Was that golf? Yeah.
It was nice.
That was golfed about 405 over the left center field fence. Cal Jr., another start for him. This will be a foul ball and an out.
You know, Mike, I agree with you that most people say, well, get the ball down, get the ball down. Yeah. But the way the modern player plays, and I say modern meaning the last 10 years, they lift the ball because everyone uses a thin handle bat, and that ball down, they can lift it.
Thin handle bat, big skull, big head on that bat. Just drop it down, and it goes a long way.
That one will go a long way. No.
Not quite.
Javi's pacing himself a little bit better. I think Damien got machine gunned a little bit by the coach, and you just got to pace yourself and get into a good groove.
Mike, you look at Javi out there, not like you haven't caught some outstanding pitchers, but what would it be like for you to catch Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz, etc. on a daily basis?
Oh, man, it'd make my job a lot easier.
Yeah, okay.
But still, they're a lot of fun to catch.
6 outs. That's ripped pretty well, but don't think it's going to get there.
Yeah, but you heard Javi telling him where he wanted it.
Yeah. Well, there's someone who unfortunately is a little bit hurt. Andres Galarraga, Javi's teammate now, but very much beloved here when he played for Colorado for 5 seasons before moving over as a free agent to Atlanta. He would have liked to put on a show for the home fans. Javi needs to put on a show here. He's got only 2 outs to go. That's hit well to center field. Back it goes. Back off.
That's a bomb right there. It's about 450 center field.
Weiss, another. Sorry, guys.
Excuse me.
Another Rocky who's returned as a Brave. That was 474, they say. I don't know. It was well hit.
It was well hit. Javi's been got to stop using. He got a little bit too much top hand there.
He's down to 1 out. Does he save it? Oh, yes, he does. Boy, he's hit all his homers in the same spot.
Well, that works. I mean, stay straight away. You don't, like Mike said, you don't want to roll the top hand. Stay back through the middle. You'll hit a lot more balls in the left center and center field. You get them in the air.
Does that find its way down the line?
Oh, it's a rocket.
Yay! You bring your glove to the outfield here at Coors Field. There's no mistaking. You bring it to the upper deck.
That ball went out.
They should hand out hard hats to those people. Ain't anybody taking it off the grill out there.
With a packed house, we might see something like that.
Ooh, this is yes, sir. Back. Oh. Gone. About the last row back there.
He even grunted on that one.
Oh, same guy hit both balls. That's a real joke.
Standing O for Javi Lopez, who immediately becomes the leader in the clubhouse. Once Javi got it going in his path, the almost dead center, Joe, he had it going.
You're right. Now, this is what Mike was talking about. See, that ball is not up in the strike zone, kind of down. And he lines it in the deep center field, about 470 plus feet. But when you're big and strong, you can lift the ball. Little guys better not be lifting it, though, Mike.
No, stay on the ground.
Yeah, only little guys hit them on the high pitches.
Just set them up. We'll knock you in.
They say that last home run was 473 feet. And we're just warming up here at Mile High. Boy, the balls fly out of Coors. Jim Thome takes his shots next. Welcome back to the Service Merchandise Home Run Derby at Coors Field. In 1987, Professor Robert Adair was appointed physicist of the National League by the late Bart Giamatti. We paid a visit to the Yale physics professor to find out about the effect of altitude on the flight of a ball.
The ball will go about 7% further in Denver, between 5 and 10%. It's a little hard to calculate exactly, which means that a 400-foot home run at sea level will go something like 430 feet in Denver. And the reason is fundamentally rather simple. As a ball travels through the air, it meets air resistance. It pushes the air aside, and that gives a retarding force, which holds the ball back, of course. In Denver, at sea level, there's only about 82% as much air in Denver as there is at sea level. So there's only about 82% as much retarding force on the ball. So the ball goes further.
You know, I've been called a retarding force at times in my life.
I like that he said fundamentally it's simple. Oh, that was simple, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
see,
if you're a physicist.
So 30 more feet on a 400-foot home run, and Jim Thome is certainly capable of hitting 400 and 450-foot bombs. He was jumpy last year in his home park at Cleveland. Remember, he was a late injury swap, and that was his first All-Star game. But, oh, man, he's launched it.
Got off the schneid.
Back, upper deck. You know, I was with Thome during batting practice, and he said, do you think I could hit the upper deck pretty regularly here? I think so, Jim. He said, well, I'm going to take aim this afternoon. And he's much more patient, Joe, than when we saw him a year ago at the Jake.
Well, he was. It was at home. It was his hometown. He wanted to do so well in front of his home fans.
Well, they're booing it today. They think it was farther than, what, 442?
That's a little interesting because the other one was 473 to say the way, and that one's up the deck.
He gets under this one. Don't know if it has quite enough juice.
Well, that one didn't go 7% further.
No.
That was some fisticuffs.
Yeah.
There was a retarding force working on it. Chris Berman, Joe Morgan, and the starting catcher for the 5th straight year of the National League, Mike Piazza, with us, watching Mark McGwire and company. Oh, does it stay fair? Back, but it is just
hooked it.
Foul.
You hooked it.
Oh, man, that was up there.
That's a long ways.
You know, that was so high over the foul ball. Those are tough to call.
Yeah, to say the least.
Ooh. He tries the same way. Back, on. in the auxiliary press area.
You don't want to hit a reporter, not at all.
I'm sure you have wanted
this one has hair on it. Oh, man, that was a two-backer. Back off.
He's in the groove.
Thome with 3 home runs. Got 6 outs to play with. Last year, Jim had 40 home runs with 120 RBIs. First left-handed batter since Carl Yastrzemski to hit 40 in the American League, and that's gone. Now, Wall is 14 feet. That one about 16 feet. There's the Rocket Man, Roger Clemens, with a couple of his youngsters. All the kids' names begin with K. And this one, oh, man, it's an upper deck job. Congratulations to Rocket, by the way, on 3,000 strikeouts yesterday. That was a rocket.
See Sean Dustin and Jim Thome.
474, guys.
They're going up there hard, too. He's cracking them.
Oh, the bat just went 7% farther.
There's the first casualty right there.
Where's Omar? Where's Omar? There you are.
He's in the groove, though. You know, he's taking his time.
Yeah, he is.
So much
He's having fun with it, and that's what you got to do.
Jimmy, the pride of Peoria, Illinois, with the high Sox, something he started doing in the minor leagues. On the way up, I believe it was
top spin.
Does that get out? That's off the wall about 8 feet up. He needs it 14.
He needs a little pine tar. He says kind of slipped, his hand slipped on that one.
They began the Sox by when he was at AAA Charlotte in '93, the year he was Baseball America's minor league player of the year. Look at this one. We needed the blimp to shoot this, Mike.
Yeah, and he's really staying back nicely. He's not topping the ball. He's letting the ball come to him, and he's just juicing.
And it doesn't really look like he's over swinging. He's taking a nice fluid swing and driving it.
Hey, guys, how about really having to be on your toes in the upper part of the upper deck? You know, during a game, you're kind of half watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, drinking a beer, and all of a
course.
sudden you're catching one in the chops.
I mean, you really have to be careful up there. This one is back. Did he get under it a little much, or does it scrape the seats? Yes, it does. It's a seat scraper.
They all count the same. Doesn't matter. 590 feet or 331. How about it, John?
Omar Vizquel, his teammate, taking movies of Thome's efforts. See, Jim is now he's taking time. He's
well, he needs some pine tar.
He's calling the caddy out. Look at that.
Yeah. Is it a clean in place today? Winter rules? What do we have?
Actually, every pitch we've seen hit out of the ballpark has been about belt high or lower. We haven't seen many high pitches hit out of here.
Got in on him there.
Now that one will be a lazy out.
Important too, the pitcher. He's overran. The pitcher's important too. You know, you want him throwing those nice four-seamers that have a nice little ride to them. You don't want a guy cutting and sinking the ball on you.
Jim goes the opposite way. Gone!
I think he may just decide I might work my way right on around the ballpark.
7 homers and 7 outs. Rich Donnelly, one of Jimmy Leland's staff with Florida, who you got to know for about a week, Mike.
Yeah.
He's throwing. He was psyched about it.
Yeah, he lobs up some nice grapefruits. Top spin there. He stayed back nicely on that ball. I mean, the thing is, you have a tendency to jump at the ball, and that's when you get anxious, and that's when you need to just stay back and let your hands just drop right on it.
Oh, that was the grunt.
Yeah.
The Jimmy Connors grunt at the plate. 9 outs, so Jim Thome with 7 homers is certainly impressed. He's down to his last out. Thome, can you hear me? Boom! Sends it down the line! They call it foul. But not until Jim Thome slugged 7 home runs, several of the upper deck variety here at Coors Field. Let's go to Harold Reynolds. Harry.
Last year you struggled at home in Cleveland. Today you got into a nice little groove. What's the difference?
I'm just glad I hit the first one out. I didn't want to get shut out again. Sandy would have been all over me, so it was fun. I can't wait to see Mac hit. I'm waiting for him.
Jim Thome of the Indians, the first baseman. The first one's been changed to 476. So here they are, many of the launch variety. They drew some rain on a couple of those. So Thome now with 7 is your leader. Moises Alou stepping up next. We've had 3 batters, and Jim Thome has been most impressive with 7 home runs. Javi Lopez with 5. Damon Easley of the Tigers had 2. And this is the opening round of the first live home run derby. Hey, doesn't get better than World Cup semifinal action, and we'll have it for you on ESPN tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern Time. It's 12:30 here in the Rockies. The Netherlands, they've won just about all their games late. Won their last game over Argentina in the 90th minute against the defending World Cup champs Brazil, led by the great Ronaldo. Netherlands, Brazil, tomorrow 2:30 live from France. And here's a fellow that used to have to speak a little French when he came up with the Montreal Expos. He, of course, a member of the world champion Florida Marlins last year. Now a Houston Astro, Moises Alou, who we should note is batting against Rich Donnelly, who was coach on the Marlins last year, so maybe that gives him a little bit of an advantage. What's his hot zone, Mike, and where maybe is Moises not as good a hitter?
Well, I believe Moises really likes the ball up more than most guys. Top hand hitter. He tomahawked that one there. Likes the ball out over the plate. Can really turn on anybody's fastball. So we'll see how he does. It's going to be interesting.
Well, it's interesting you say he's more of a top hand hitter, so he's not really great in this kind of a contest unless he gets in a groove. More line drive and sinking line drives.
Yeah. Oh, he could hit the ball out of the ballpark, but you know, on the right pitches, I think more or less up out over the plate, and he's more of a pulls a lot of his home runs.
You know, you look out here and you see Jimmy Leland, of course, managing the National League staff, and his coaches are here. It's a reunion. I know what happened here in Florida is not really something. There's a good drive by Moises. Back. Yes, sir. But, you know, you see him, and here's Sheffield, and here's, I mean, they're all different places now.
It's a great team, no question about it. And, they're all doing well everywhere they've moved on to play.
Here's Gary Sheffield. You guys crossed, I think, at about, you guys crossed paths.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, Albuquerque. I think he waved as his flight went by, didn't he?
Yeah. Boy, he's just got a real nice crispy stroke, you know, and did he miss that?
Yeah, he swung and missed.
Ah, it happens.
Kurt Schilling, he of the strikeout lead. Kevin Brown, another one of those Marlins from last year. This one's got some hair. Back, gone. Second home run for Moises Alou.
But it's basically, as we were talking about earlier, these pitches to Moises are up, the ones he's driving out.
Yeah, he's got that nice stroke. And he doesn't hit the longest bomb home runs, but the ones he hits, they get out in a real hurry. They usually, they'll scrape the top of the wall.
They don't tell that to the Cleveland Indians. Not only did he wreck them in the World Series, they play interleague, and he wrecks them as a member of the Astros against the Tribe. But Hargrove saying, "Get him away from me."
No, it's like I said, they all count the same. Doesn't matter how long it is.
This one to left center field, and it finds the second row. First row, good grab out there. How about everybody with the bullseyes and everything out there? You
could hear you start to get tired a little bit too. You know,
well, it really comes into effect, Mike, the second and the third rounds is when you really start to feel it. And especially last year, we saw that in Cleveland. It was very warm and humid, and it starts to catch up with you.
Turns into a marathon.
Last year, of course, in Cleveland, Tino Martinez won it.
Say hi to Sean. Sean Dustin, this is for you. Look out!
Guys are really having fun. Moises down now with last out. 2 years ago was Barry Bonds over Mark McGwire in a Bay Area finale. That was at Philly. 95 at Texas, Frank Thomas beat Albert Bell in the last round. 94 in Pittsburgh. That was when Junior had some bombs, beat the crime dog Fred McGriff. The crime dog later had the big home run in that game. Tie it up in the bottom of the ninth. The All-Star game no one remembers because it was the strike year, but that was a great win.
That was a really fun
Moises had the hit, right?
Yeah.
Scored Tony Gwynn in the 12th inning.
Oh.
There's a shot to right center field.
Got it.
Yes, sir. They do keep at 7%. I think is at the end, Joe. That retarding force
Right at
is
the
not
end,
there out there.
Look at Boise's too, with old school. No gloves.
Yeah.
No batting gloves. Just grip it and rip it.
Oh, this is smoke to left field. Gone.
But you can see it right cut. That's sinking line.
Yeah. That's just top hand barrel. That's awesome.
Yeah, late run here by Moises. He's up to 5, all with his last out.
It's getting caliente. Look at that.
Yeah.
Back, 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 back. 6 home runs.
Well, he's getting grooved in with Donnelly, as you said. He's faced him a lot of times in batting practice over the last year.
It's getting locked. Locked and load.
Tries it to center this time.
Yeah, you got it.
It's at the fence and gone. Oh, it's into the rocks and the waterfall.
He's got that real crispy stroke down.
Hey, how about Moises doing this with all the 9 out? You got to put him up with 2 strikes and 2 outs, I guess.
Clutch. He's clutch.
Fouls it back, but not until he ties Jim Thome with a 7 spot. Moises Alou and Thome are now tied midway through the first round, or almost. Now let's go down to Buck Martinez. Buck.
Moises, it took you a while to get going. You got some advice from Big Cat. What did he tell you about right center?
Well, he told me the ball runs pretty good right center, to try to go right center, but he told me to pull too because I got power. So I listened to his tips, and I think it helped me.
Nice going. Guys?
All right, Buck, thank you. Well, here's the power stroke that Moises got grooved in on, Joe.
Well, watch his top hand. His top hand kind of rolls not over the top, but not underneath like most of your power hitters do. And his home runs were more of the line drive variety that were sinking as they went out of the ballpark. But that just shows how hard he was actually hitting the ball to drive it 350, 360 feet on a line with some sinking action.
And we went from the mass cam, we went to the blimp, we went to the high third. We're all over this.
You got a cup.
We're getting to the heavy metal now when we return. Raphael, Emerson, Lake, and Paul Merrill.
Hank Aaron did that
Back
really
here
well.
in Denver. The anticipation continues, and after we're done here with the Home Run Derby, don't miss the MCI All-Star Hitting Challenge featuring celebrities like John Elway. He went yard a few times in BP. Kevin Costner's going to hit. Rookies like Ben Grieve of the A's, Travis Lee, old-timers. I don't even like reading this word. George Brett, here's Elway. Future Hall of Famers. George Brett, Andre Dawson, Robin Yount, and a man who could certainly hit him, Dave Kingman. There's his son, Jack, this John Elway's son with broken foot. Said he heard it leaping over a brook, but he'll be okay. And if he's an Elway, he's tough, and he will be okay. At any rate, the MCI hitting contest, the thin air at Coors Field coming up next. Rafael Palmeiro has been an all-star once as a Cub, once as a Ranger, and now as a Baltimore Oriole. Rafi comes in with 26 home runs. That's after 38 last year, 39 the year before, and 39 the year before that. He's at 297 lifetime home runs, so he'll reach a milestone the first week or two back after the All-Star break.
Rafi is just a pro hitter. It's the only way to describe him. Got a beautiful stroke. Goes to all fields.
But his numbers in Camden Yards have certainly been mostly that direction right there.
He's one of the most underrated power hitters, too. You don't hear much about him, but just throws numbers up every year.
Well, when you're in a league with Frank Thomas, Mo Vaughn, and guys like that, you get overshadowed a little bit. But he's definitely put up a lot of great numbers.
That's why he's such a good hitter. He's got that nice short stroke. Look at him, and he can see the ball well. He stays back on the ball and just throws that barrel out there.
2 homers thus far for Rafi. Tries to go to center field, sends it a long way. Yeah. We're in the Rockies. It hits the Rockies. This is down the line. Gone.
That was awesome right there. Look at that. That's threading the needle.
Paul O'Neill, Sandy Alomar, Omar Vizquel in his first All-Star game. Down the line again. Will it hang up there? Not quite.
That's a guy pitch.
Yeah, you heard him say to himself, bad pitch there. He's just, you got to be patient, get some good balls to hit. He's getting a little bit top hand now there, Joe. So he's starting to get on top of the ball. He's sit back and cut under it and carry right out of here.
Rafi was born in Cuba and really lived there for many years. Not like he got right out in a hurry. He didn't come to the United States until 1971, he and his family. Grew up in Miami, of course, was a great player at Mississippi State. Was the #1 draft pick there. He, Will Clark, same squad. First round pick of the Cubs in '86. As we say, he's been an all-star with 3 different teams. 5 outs now with his 4 home runs. 6 outs with his 4 home runs.
Guys like Rafi are not apt to get in the long slumps because he's got such a nice stroke and it's very simple, straight to the ball, sees the ball.
And what about guys who come to Coors Field? That's popcorn courtesy of Cal. What about guys who come to Coors Field for the very first time? Is it certainly not overwhelming? Does this one stay fair? Oh, it just hits below the wall.
Wall banger.
The Harvey wall banger. But I mean, can you get too jumpy here?
Oh yeah,
for
no
him,
question.
It's his first day here.
Yeah, I remember the first time I played in Denver. Actually, my swing got a little long, and I think I got sawed off. My bat went 9 pieces. Tried to swing for the moon. It's got enough.
Yeah, that'll be enough. About 8 rows back. Moise has put on a heck of a job with 9 outs. Rafi trying for the same thing. Yo, this one's hit well back. Back. Hey! And up a decker. He's with 6 now.
That's a long one for me. He doesn't hit him that long. He just get very consistent. But you can see he's pretty strong.
It's this one. Yeah, that'll land in the bullpen.
There's a jet stream out there somewhere too. I know that.
Must be right center field.
Yeah. Wind must come in and swirl and just carry stuff out there big time.
Gets under this one a little bit, but he, like Moises Alou, has a lot of damage with 9 outs. And so now Rafael Palmeiro, Moises Alou, and Jim Thome are tied at 7. Here's his biggest one, Joe.
Well, let's take a look. Look at that. He just throws the barrel at the ball like Mike says, and that's a great swing right there. Very simple swing. Throws his hands at the ball. Generates a lot of bat speed and power.
Now there's where they all went. He hit a lot of launchers, couple in the upper deck. The way we're doing this is that we move up the ladder with their all-star game, with their home run totals at the break. So we'll have Griffey will be the last in the AL and McGuire will be the last in the NL. When we return, Chipper Jones of the Atlanta Braves. Welcome back to Denver. Hey, following the All-Star break, catch a new expanded version of ESPN's Baseball Tonight. All the highlight scores analysis come weeknights for a full hour now at 10 Eastern. And, of course, our midnight show continues for a half hour. So more baseball tonight. And then Major League players will convene after the World Series to honor their best and compete in a test of baseball skills, including a home run hitting contest to be aired here on ESPN. That's details later this summer. Players' Choice Week after the World Series. Chris Berman, Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza here in the first round of the first live home run derby. And Chipper Jones, who says he's a more natural hitter righty, but he's definitely a more powerful hitter from the left side of the plate, as you saw the splits.
He's got the theme music going, getting fired up. A little Ozzy, a little metal.
Do you pitch him differently when he's lefty to righty? I mean, you pitch him away, like not now, but in the games, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Chipper obviously more right-handed pitching. He's going to be a little bit better hitter left-handed. And likes the ball in a little bit more left-handed, as most left-handed hitters do. Yeah. Hits with an open stance, left-handed. Makes the ball down and in. More of a low ball hitter left-handed, as most left-handed hitters are. Get some top spin there.
Made a dent in the plexiglass, but alas, it's an out.
Take him in the game, but not here, baby. Come on.
Swung hard at that, huh?
Yeah, he's coiling up a little bit there. Just got to relax. Let the ball come to you. Get a good pitch.
Left side of the infield, Chipper Jones, Walt Weiss of the Braves.
Got a cutter there. Stay away from those.
Chipper, his third All-Star game. #1 draft pick in the country back in 1990 in the Jacksonville, Florida area.
So he's going to step back, reload. Got to find that joy spot. He's got that little joy spot down and in. Top it.
But you're right. He's taking a pretty big swing and uncalling.
Pretty good when 3/4 of your infield is here. Galarraga and Chipper and Walt Weiss, and then your catcher is here too with Javi Lopez. It's not bad.
Strong team, playing well, and just again have a very, very complete team. And many weaknesses.
You know, we see Walter. There's Andres Galarraga, of course, and what great news about Walt Weiss's son Brody. A rare disease, came out of the hospital bounding out a lot earlier than expected. They say he's got the spirit for both his mom and dad, and flown here by the owners of the Rockies. Jerry McMorris is,
oh man, am I getting embarrassed.
His private plane. Of course, Walt played for several years here in Colorado, and it's an experience that, given what was going on with the son, he wasn't sure he would be able to enjoy. Now he's able to enjoy it, and as we have enjoyed him, our best wishes to Brody and the Weiss family. Chipper, meanwhile, now better do a little Moiseau, 9-out swing.
That's good. Crowd's trying to fire him up a little bit. He's got 1 out left.
Well, you've been here before, Mike.
Yeah, he might have got it. There you go.
Oh, yeah, nothing to it. Gone, upper deck.
Better
it's
late
the
than never.
9-out run.
He better get hot right now.
Well, Chipper is on his way to his best home run season with 21 at the break. Woo! Yeah, with only 1 here, do not have the home run stroke. Maybe you'll find it tomorrow night. Chipper is an infielder with some power. How about this young man, Alex Rodriguez of the Mariners? The young shortstop coming up next here in Denver. Here's the tail of the tape thus far. Palmeiro, Moises Alou, and Jim Thome with the 7 home runs. And now we have the big boys. The last 2 in each league. A-Rod and Junior from the American League, and the Mariners, Vinny Castilla and Mark McGuire coming up for the National League. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Now, Joe, I haven't worked from you since we read disseminate. I mean,
New word.
Yeah, right. This is an educational program.
Need a dictionary.
Here is Alex Rodriguez, will be 23 on July 27th. And yet here's a young man that has already 91 home runs in his career. 27 home runs this year. First overall pick in 1993. And to have this power and play that position. Remember, only Ernie Banks, who did it 5 times, and Rico Petrocelli for the Red Sox, who did it once, had 40 home run seasons as a shortstop. And he had 36 a couple years ago.
Well, it kind of reminds me a little bit of you, Mike, in that, you know, you may be the best hitting catcher ever. By the time your career is over, he may be the best hitting shortstop ever.
He's just an outstanding talent. And I think the biggest thing when I first saw him play is the size of him. You know, you look at him like he's a big kid.
Yeah, he's huge.
I call him a kid.
Yeah, well,
he's 22. He's
tells you you're a veteran now.
Exactly. Nice one.
This one is hit to left field. Gone.
He has few holes. No. You know, he's got a very nice stroke, good swing. Not that many holes. Likes the ball up. Goes after the low pitch very well. Has power at all fields.
Oh, yeah. It's off the facade of the second deck.
Oh, no. That's an out.
And you know what else? He's a guy that enjoys the game. He enjoys the history of the game. He enjoys being an ambassador of the game. He enjoys giving back to the game. guys like him, Derek Jeter. I mean, I could go on and on. If the game is on their shoulders, game's in good shape. That was well hit to left center, to dead left field. There's Derek. And Nomar Garciaparra, who was a tough leave out for Mike Hargrove. But you got Jeter, A-Rod, Vizquel, and Nomar Garciaparra, shortstop of the American League. That's not easy calling right there, Joe.
No, and I think they made a pretty wise decision. Of course, Garciaparra is just one of the great young players in the game. But I think they actually rewarded the veteran Vizquel this year for his defensive ability, along with being a good offensive player.
Yeah, it's his first trip. Jeter first trip. Oh, that one snuck over there. That just
was nice.
That was just left of where the wall went down from 14 to 8 feet. So A-Rod now with 4 home runs.
He got the mark on that one. The mark.
The mark.
Australian rules football.
Now Omar's missing nothing.
Oh, that was on pitch.
Hope we're paying in union scale to work the cameras.
Crowd's getting a little ho-hum. These bombs are getting routine.
Yeah, come on.
You know, they're spoiled now.
Well, I think they're all anticipating McGuire. You know what? The problem is a lot of pressure on McGuire because all the players are saying, I just want to see McGuire hit. By the time he hits, a lot of pressure will be on him.
He's made for this, though.
Yeah.
This is his event.
I tell you what, he and Junior both, to me, are perfect for home run hitting contests.
Yeah.
Well, here's the 9-out rule.
Oh!
Uh-oh. A-Rod does He thought he missed it.
Oh, very nice.
Well, he may have. He missed it 7%.
That retarding force.
Yeah, he got 93% of it.
At the warning track.
Take out the slide rule now.
Yeah.
Well, Alex Rodriguez hangs a 5 spot. He may or may not advance to the second round. He's got to be in the top 4. Let's go to Harold Reynolds.
The 5th one looked like you missed it, but you still got enough.
Well, it's Colorado. It was my first one. I was a bit nervous. So now the stage is ready for McGuire and Griff.
Now, you said you're going to get 7.
I was a little short on my prediction. I felt pretty good. It wasn't good enough, though.
All right.
Alex Rodriguez, just you look at his face, he's just all excited. Every day he comes to the park. He just didn't get in the groove, Joe.
No, he actually he just overpowered a couple of pitches, but he never got in the groove.
When we return, the pride of the Colorado Rockies, you get a huge ovation beforehand. Vinny Castilla due up next. The skyline of Denver, maybe a ball will go over some of the buildings in downtown Denver where we are here at Coors Field. Here's what's happened thus far in the first live ever home run derby. Rafael Palmeiro, Jim Thome, and Moise Alou with 7. This Sunday night, see the man who's coming up, Vinny Castilla and the Colorado Rockies right here at Coors Field. They try and get something going in the second half against the team where if the playoffs were to start right now, they would be the wild card squad in the National League, the San Francisco Giants. Took 2 or 3 from the Dodgers over the weekend. That's our Sunday night game with John and Joe at 8 Eastern. And now, Vinny Castilla. And that's not a misprint. 96 and 97 are a dead heat.
That's unbelievable. Vinny the Swatter. He can turn on anybody's cheese, baby. He can. Good high fastball hitter. Hits the off speed well when he's looking for it.
His second All-Star appearance appeared in '95. Now
got a new horse on the mound.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we got here.
And he looks like a short armor now. Not the kind of guy that really, I mean, he doesn't look like the kind of guy you would like.
This is a 56-foot, about a 55, 52-foot delivery.
Yeah, but he's short-armed. See, as Mike said, Donnelly gets the ball out where you could see it.
He's machine gunning you.
This is the dead center, back, on!
He's on the board.
His teammate Dante Bichette. Watch Vinny dump one to center field. This is ripped to left, but that just goes in and out. Boy, Vinny, can you imagine? He came up as shortstop in the Braves system and then was picked in the expansion draft in '93 by Colorado, so he's been with them from the beginning. This one is a goner.
That's a bomb. It's a big bomb right there. Out of the game.
Oh, there's some Purple Mountain Majesty right there. Gone. Tries right center. Ladies and gentlemen, Vinny Castilla is in the house.
He's using the whole field. He's locked in.
Home field, huh?
That's it. Oh, he didn't get it off, but that might leave.
Oh, there's that 7%, Joe.
No.
5%.
That guy did something that's hard to do. You jammed him. It's tough.
Yes,
what's this guy throw? Let's sign him.
Chipper Jones.
He's regrouping now. He's a little winded. And then he just really hits well in this ballpark.
Well, he goes down to right field this time. Oh, man, he knows all the spots.
Oh.
It's into this one. Don't think that will make it. He's working against the Rockies minor league pitching instructor, Rick Matthews.
So obviously he knows this guy. He's giving us a little tour of the stadium there.
He is. Back. Gone! 6 home runs for Castilla.
You look at him, he's not the most physically imposing guy you meet, but he's really got some torque in his swing.
Yeah, and he really likes the high fastball, as you mentioned. He can hit that high cheese. There's Don Baylor.
There's his skipper.
I saw Don today. I said, you're still here, huh? He said, yeah.
You know what? I expect them to be here for the rest of the year.
Well, he said
at least
the report of his death was
a little early.
A little early. That's exactly what he said.
Vinny just 2 days ago on July 4th celebrated his 31st birthday. And he'd like to give himself a birthday present by being the leader in the clubhouse. He's one behind Tony Alou and Palmero.
Well, if he hit this one, he may make it.
Ooh.
The crowd will tell you if he got it.
Very nice.
50,000 people yelling back with that cheer.
One more and he can cinch himself being in the second round.
Oh, they all were on their feet too. Seven for Vinny. Let's go down to Buck Martinez. The crowd loved it.
Vinny, the fans got behind you with 9 outs, and they give you enough to tie those guys with 7. How much did it mean to have your hometown fans behind you?
Oh, man, I'm pretty excited. This is great. I was kind of nervous before I go up there, but as soon as I hit the first one, I started getting more comfortable.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You should know the tiebreakers in the first round. If you have more home runs in the season, you would advance. So Castilla with the other guys with 7 is in better shape with the other 3 guys.
See him load up on those pitches right there. Very nice.
And look at this, Joe.
Well, this one is, I mean, this was a high, deep drive, high fastball, and
sprayed it around, using the whole field.
When we return, the men who lead their respective leagues in home runs. Mark McGwire on deck, Ken Griffey Jr. to the plate in Denver next. Back in Colorado, we told you that regular season home runs would be a tiebreaker, so both Castilla and Palmero are short of going to the second round. And we got a good battle between AL and NL, 21-20. 8 times someone has hit 56 or more home runs in the majors. Roger Maris in 1961, the Babe hit 60 and hit 59. Mark McGwire last year, Hank Greenberg and Jimmy Fox hit 58. Junior last year, and of course the National League record for home runs, which McGwire is shooting at also, is Hack Wilson with 56 for the 1930 Cubs. That's the only 8 times that someone has hit 56 home runs, and we're seeing 2 of the 8 times the guys that have done it, Junior and Mac.
Well, but I tell you what, there's a lot of pressure on these guys. I mean, this number 7, that's a lot of home runs, in a home run hitting contest. So they've got some pressure built up by the time they come to bat here.
Yeah, the other guys have done not surprisingly well, but have done very well.
Right.
Found their stroke here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, 3 guys with 7 is surprising. I figured you might have 1 or 2, but 3 with 7 is very surprising. So Junior has to hit at least 7 to advance.
Junior's just tailor-made for this contest. It takes the same swing.
Perfect slide uppercut, nothing special, doesn't have to change anything.
No stress in the swing whatsoever.
And he's been swinging the bat really well lately the last couple of weeks.
He won the home run hitting contest in '94 at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. We're glad he reconsidered. He said he wasn't going to do it. Push came to shove. He said, let's give the fans what they want. So we welcome him in with open arms, Joe and Mike.
And I think that is why he's in. The fans gave him the most votes, for the 2nd or 3rd consecutive year. And I think he realized that.
Gotta give back, baby.
To center field, does it have enough juice? Yeah, it does. Whoop.
Get that one out of the way. That's a nice little weight off your back.
Not quite.
He's getting him off the trademark a little bit. He's got to get him on the barrel.
Use a light bat for one thing.
Fouled out for his 4th out. Fouled back. Vinny Castilla, well, he's in the 2nd round. Junior needs 7. If he gets 7, this one not going to get it.
Got to find a groove, but if you get hot very quickly, it can turn around.
Here it is. Second deck in right center field. Moises Alou knows if Junior gets 7, he will not move on. If either Junior.
Oh, there's 3.
Here's 3, and it's gone.
He's finding it.
Actually, when he won the contest in Pittsburgh, this happened about the middle of the round. He hit about 6 in a row.
Down the line, will it stay fair? Yes, sir. Homer number 4 for Junior. And there's a guy who's put up some numbers this year. 101 RBIs for Juan Gonzalez.
He's had a great season this first half.
You think so, Mike? you're a perfect broadcaster.
Well, say, Mike, you go into the season wanting 100 ribbies, right? He's got him at the All-Star break.
September 30th. Ooh.
Goes to left center field, tailing a little bit.
Got it.
Oh, yeah, he's got it. Little fade on that left-handed tee shot.
Very nice. Power fade all the way.
But he still needs 2 more.
If this stays up, it's 14 feet. Remember, out there, he hit it about 9.
Got the shadows crept over the field a little bit, too. I don't know how that affects it, but they got the lights on, so I don't think it might be a big deal with these guys.
Missed that one, so now he's down to 8 outs. He needs 2 home runs before he gets 2 outs.
A little pressure here, a little pressure putt.
I can tell you there's pressure on Ian McGuire hitting last in this contest.
Oh, this one is roped to right center field. Back. Gone.
That sounded like a torque, too.
Didn't it?
That weird torque.
Ooh. He's in. Oh, that's gone. That's way out.
Joe, you called it. Junior's got 7. Make a spot in the 2nd round.
Bumped out.
Oh, this one is a P. Back. Gone. Moises Alou has been bumped out by Junior. Moises put on quite a show with 9 outs, didn't he? It's not an aggregate total. So even though this is a great show, it's not like he carries this total to the 2nd round.
Start again with a fresh round.
Well, Junior did his job. He's got 8. And as someone once said, 8 is enough.
8 is enough. Well, the great thing for Junior is he didn't make it last year. He did not make the final round or the second round. He got hot. Well, look at this. Not a lot of difference in his regular swing than that one. I mean, he hit a couple of balls that were just, as Mike said, bombs in the right center field, upper deck.
You go a game and you sit in the upper deck, you don't think you might catch one off the grill, so you got to be careful.
Actually, it looks more beautiful coming from the outfield.
Now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Mark McGwire, the anchor leg of the opening round of the Home Run Derby. Stay with us. Junior Griffey is in, Vinny Castilla is in, Rafael Palmeiro is in. If Mark McGwire hits 7, he's in. If he does not, Jim Thome will advance to the second round. Mark McGwire has 37 home runs. That's tied with Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson as the most home runs ever at the All-Star break. That was young Reggie, pre-World Championship Oakland A's Reggie. He had only 10 for the rest of the year. Junior, of course, is the third best ever with 35, so we don't know where McGwire and Griffey will go with it. Frank Howard, the same year as Reggie, it was like in tandem, and Frank didn't get to 50 either. Now, who knows where Mark McGwire could hit the ball? That's the players' parking lot.
Hope you have your auto insurance paid off.
Well, you saw Larry Walker drive his car away in our open. Well, you just know that this park is.
It's Godzilla.
You just wait for Mark McGwire to show up at Coors Field. He's played 7 games here as an A and as a Cardinal, and in 26 at bats, he has 4 home runs, so that's 1 every what? 6.5 at bats. That's in a game.
And that's basically his average for the year.
Look at the arms on this guy. So the bat looks like a toothpick in his hand. On the top. He's a little anxious. He's got to just chill, relax a little bit, get into the groove.
I'm telling you, there's just a lot of pressure here.
It's tough. Joe and I were talking.
Yeah.
It's like everyone in your foursome to scramble has missed the putt. You got that last
you
putt.
got to make it.
You're under the microscope here.
This one have enough to center field. Yeah, I think that retarding force doesn't retard him very much.
And that was definitely a 7.5% there, 7%.
Yeah.
He didn't hit that at all.
I know.
No. Everyone's like, so what? It's only 430 feet. That's all.
He has become such a Paul Bunyan figure. Not that he never hit home runs. I mean, he had that great debut where his rookie year in '87 he hit 33 at the break. But he's almost mythical here.
Yeah, this guy's machine gunning him a little bit too. I think he's just got to step out, get a little bit in the rhythm.
Everyone in America rooting for him to take that serious run at 61 and 60. But right now he needs to take a run at some bombs.
But I'm telling you, I was surprised that Griffey was able to do as well as he did. I mean, you're just under tremendous pressure when you're the last 2 guys.
That's Mark's son, Matt. He's seen this before. That is a bomb.
No, that's a big fly.
Yeah, that's about.
Yeah, that's a big fly there. That's a big.
Close to 500. Right?
Yeah.
He crushed that one.
What did Thome say right in his live interview? I want to see McGwire hit. That's 510 feet. Hey, in the last year and a half, McGwire's hit 7 home runs, 500 feet.
See that timing right there? McGwire was just dropping his bat down. The guy was pitching. He's just trying to get out of that little funk, get a little rhythm there. Just relax. Guy's got to wait for him to draw the bat back to his shoulder.
Oh, man. Back.
Oh.
Tomahawked. That was the last row.
We got those people standing in line for a beer.
Make mine a double.
I know.
480 feet. He's slipping, Joe. Look at those kids diving for the ball. They want to get Mark McGwire out, if you will. McGwire has 3. He needs 7 to advance. That's the number he's looking for.
See, this guy's just got to relax a little bit. Got to let him draw his bat back, you know?
Well, you know, they got to think about the bigger this event comes, thinking about maybe bringing your own batting practice pitcher?
Oh, well, I think they talked about that.
Dave McKay has served up maybe 8,000 home runs to McGuire in his days as coach with the A's and now the Cardinals. And I tell you what, we're getting close here. And the crowd knows it. 7 outs. Mark needs 4 home runs.
It's a little cutter there. Hopefully he can find his joy spot. Just kind of moving the ball around the strike zone.
Do you think if you're the batting practice pitcher, you're like nervous?
There's pressure on him too. Yeah, there's pressure on him too. It's not easy. Well, hopefully he can get hot. He can.
To center field. Back. Gone. That had Ray Guy hang time on it.
He just disappeared in the wilderness out there.
He's got 4. He needs 3 more. I missed that one.
This is going to be tough. He doesn't make that second run.
But you're right. The batting practice pitcher is like rushing to get ready for it.
Yeah, he is. This one is not far enough. And ladies and gentlemen,
I thought he had one more.
Mark McGuire, everyone came to see him. He hit the 4 homers, but alas will not advance. Here's Buck Martinez.
Mark, everybody has a tendency to think these home run contests are easy. How tough was it watching all these guys hit ahead of you?
It was tough because it was I haven't hit for 2 hours, and then I'm facing him, and I like the ball middle in, and most of them were middle away. So sorry, everybody.
Well, Mark McGuire doesn't have to apologize to anybody because he's the guy. And look at this ball here. That's a great camera angle there. Look at that 500+ foot home run. But I think I agree with him that he did not get the ball middle of the plate in very often, and that caused him some problems. But again, a lot of pressure was building up simply because all of those hitters before him had done a great job.
Well, Mark won it in '92 in San Diego, but he won't win it here. Jim Thome gets in. Rafael Palmeiro is in. Hometown hero Vinny Castilla and Junior Griffey move on to round 2.
MLB Priceless Moments, presented by MasterCard.
Gives the ball to the kid. How awesome is that? Jimenez in the air.
And there's one happy fan.
That's why we love this great game and the great players in it.
The moment. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Big hug. A big Josh Bell fan.
Wish you a long and happy life together.
Mike Trout, as usual, signing autographs for some young fans, and the reaction, priceless.
Now we're on to the second round here live at Coors Field in Denver. Chris Berman, Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza. Ken Griffey Jr.'s 8 was the most in the first round. He'll be joined by Vinny Castilla, Rafael Palmeiro, and Jim Thome. The tiebreaker, if you're just joining us, is on regular season home runs. And those 3 guys have more than Moises Alou's 20. So Moises, although he had the 7, has to drop out. So now 4 move on to the second round. We do not carry the totals forward, although it would be pretty close if we did anyway. And again, they get 10 outs, and the top 2 will advance. The tiebreaker in the second round is homers you hit in the first round. So Junior would be in good shape if he were in a tie for that second spot. Speaking of juniors, there's a couple of them. Griff and Rip. Here's a guy who had some rips. Jim Thome of the Cleveland Indians.
He's a real underdog in this contest. He's done very well.
10 outs. 10 outs.
He's got the right attitude.
5 outs.
Give him the right info.
Got to get his outs right.
Well, no, it's not for him. Someone's got to tell him.
That's tough.
10 outs.
It is 10 outs. We can confirm. I don't think they get cable down there, though.
So this is another full round.
Another full round.
Another full round here.
Yeah. Full round for everybody.
There you go.
Full round. Get around.
Get around the house. There you go. Now the fatigue factor's coming in here a little bit. These guys, you know, and they got a little bit cold. They got chilled a little bit between the rounds. So it's an endurance thing now.
Well, you have to get on a streak and hit 5 or 6 in a row.
And that puts the pressure on the other guys.
You almost know that McGuire's hitting a homer tomorrow night. Right? I mean, you almost know that.
Let's say he's due, huh?
Be straightaway center field, but remember, anything that is not over the fence on any swing is an out. I think everyone's disappointed. Mark's disappointed.
Well, yeah, I think he just had a bad matchup with the pitcher.
That's a bomb right there.
It is a bomb. Hey, Tommy has peppered the upper deck more than anybody here.
I'll tell you, this guy is.
No, he was all wide-eyed, Mike and Joe, down because I talked with him at the cage earlier. He said, "Hey, this place is pretty good here."
Oh, look at his chops. Look at that, the topspin there. That's a long way. I don't care where you are. I mean, that ball right there is hit to get in that upper deck.
Well, that pitch was outside, right?
Yeah. Now, Rich Donnelly might be a little iced himself.
He pitched pretty well when he was
out. He did, but he might be
after going sitting down.
He might be sucking some wind.
Yeah. Hey, the air is thin up here.
There you go. Give him some oxygen.
It's like the managers that couldn't have a guy up 4 times in the pen during a game, right?
There he is.
Good sense of humor. Always good to talk to him. Hit with Jimmy Leland from the Pittsburgh days. This one, if it stays fair, it's gone. It's off the screen for a home run.
Off the fair pole.
So 2 homers for Tommy.
Paid off that one. Rich Donnelly thought he was going to get a little vacation. Let's come out here. That's fun. He didn't know he'd have to throw 3 hours of BP.
Rocket with one of his kids, Trey Griffin Jr.
That sounded nice.
Oh, yeah. That one's back.
Oh.
Gone. Boy, that's Tommy's spot.
That's properly struck right there, that ball.
You don't see much of him, obviously, Tommy.
No.
Right, not in person.
Not at all, but there's no question this guy can mash.
But not even in spring training because, well, yeah, you do see him in the spring. Occasionally. That was it.
Springtime's tough. I mean, guys are still obviously finding their timing, and I've seen guys in spring who can't hit anything, and during the season they're caliente as anybody.
Or you see guys that can hit anything in spring training.
Exact
once the bell rings, they can't hit a breaking ball. You know, Tommy's kind of a throwback to the old school. He really gets his hips out of the way first, and then he generates a lot of bat speed with his upper body.
And he knows he can drive the ball out the other way, too. You know you can do that.
Oh, he has a Coors Field swing. Wow. Look at this.
That is long.
And he is Mr. Upper Deck.
That is long, too. And obviously found the joy spot.
Yeah.
Got that sweet zone right there. Finding it.
4 homers for Tommy, who's leading off the second round. Ooh. Oh, that one is drilled. Back. Another Upper Decker.
It's getting close to that $1 million.
Yeah, I wasn't far off.
Some serious cash.
Ooh. Oh, man. This one is making a bid for Durango.
Almost got out of here. Who is this guy?
That almost hit Steve Carlton's house down by Durango.
That was a bomb.
Mark who?
Wow. He almost cleared the stadium. Clearance.
You know what? And we can get a picture of this in a minute. Oh, he's giving another bid. He got under this some. About 5-6 rows from the top here is a purple row of seats, and that did get out. But his last home run before this is what they call the mile-high row, and there's 1 row of seats in the upper deck that's purple seats, and that's exactly 5,280 feet above sea level. There they are. That row's what? You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down from the top. That's exactly a mile high, and that's about where the home run landed. Making another bid for those seats. Another upper decker. Does he have a half dozen?
And he's making it look routine.
Well, he has relaxed even more here in the second round.
Wow. He's smiling. Look at him. He's in the groove. He's making it look routine, and that is not hard. That is a long way up there.
Oh. Gets under that one, but boy, Jim Thome had 7 in the first round and will finish with 8 in this round. So the personable Jim Thome has certainly put himself in position, Harold.
Little pop here. Third deck, you're going up there at will. You always hit balls that far?
Well, actually, Omar told me to step out and take my time. You know, it's just one of them things where I think, you know, you lose your groove and then you got to step out and get back in. And, you know, this is a lot of fun, watching all these great hitters and just being a part of it.
All right, Jim, thank you.
Jeez. Well, he certainly made it big, guys, to move to the second round, Joe.
You're right. Look how he
round.
clears his hips. I think that's the key to his success. And I mean, these are long. I'll go with you tonight, Mike. These are bombs right here. Yeah.
He's got 4 homers at 460 feet or more in the 2 rounds.
Well, he is definitely a good low ball hitter. He's got that great left-handed swing, opens his hips, and most of those left-hand hitters like the ball down. Look at that. I mean, he's just beautiful swing, like you say. Got in the groove, and everything seemed to happen for him.
His average distance for those home runs, almost 440 feet. So he's got the Coors Field stroke. Jim Thome opens up round number 2 with an 8 spot. Vinny Castilla will try to answer, and the home fans will be on their feet. We'll be back.
MLB at Home is presented by T-Mobile, here to connect you to what matters most on America's largest 5G network. Switch to T-Mobile today.
If you have never been to the Rocky Mountains in the summer, you think it's just skiing? Think again. There is no place as beautiful as this area. Colorado and Utah and Idaho and just the Rockies in general, summertime. And what Vinny did of the Colorado Rockies in round number 1, boy, we even give you sound effects with this. Listen, just listen.
A little bit louder than that.
Yeah, a little lumber going here for us. Averaging almost 430 feet a home run, and they get a big ovation both in the intros and the first round. Here's another one.
Vinny sprayed a lot of his home runs in the first round. Let's see if he keeps that stroke up. He knows he can hit a ball out here to right field as well as left field.
And that makes it a lot easier knowing that. And a lot of players have heard about Coors Field, but they're not aware that they can hit the ball out right down the left field line if they're left-handed hitters, as well as the right side if you're right-handed hitters. But Vinny knows that.
He's got 25 home runs this year, and he had 40 each of the last 2 seasons. Not too many folks can put together back-to-back 40 home run seasons. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's tough. No question.
I think this is Mark McGwire's nemesis here, isn't it, the pitcher? Because Vinny is trying to get some time, too.
Well, Vinny knows this gentleman pitching, so he hit him pretty well.
It's this one. It's straightaway center field. That's in the trees. That's in the evergreens.
Stayed on that ball nicely.
Actually, after watching some of this, I'm a little disappointed I didn't get in that celebrity contest this afternoon.
Yeah, Joe, you would have jumped the gate here easily.
Yeah, I probably missed my only chance.
How many do you think you could hit and play in your career here at Coors Field? 500?
Yeah. Probably about 5 more than I hit.
Wow, this one is a frozen rope.
That's a rock right there. Very nice. Joe, you would have played Pepper with that right field ball. Who are you kidding, man? He's a little winded here. Staying back nicely.
Vinny Castilla, does this one have it up? Back. Oh! He needed one more back.
You can tell he's getting tired, Mike.
Yeah,
because no one jams him with a fastball. And he's getting jammed.
This one is to left field, and this is a no-doubter.
Very long. Clear those stands. That's a nice poke.
Vinny, as we mentioned, with the 40 home runs the last 2 years. There was a point of making, but he's still continuing to hit home runs, so we'll wait till it goes. Gone!
He's grunting on these too, so he's really just dropping and driving. He's using a lot of effort, but it works for him.
Well, there are 40 in the 90s, 45 times a player has hit 40 or more home runs. 28 times the last 2 years, not including this, of course.
Oh, that's a bullet. Look out.
Point being, in the 80s, it happened 13 times. In the 70s, 20 times. These numbers, Vinny helping that group here in the 90s put up new numbers, the likes of which we haven't seen. Now he's got 7 outs with 5 homers. Thome is in with 8.
Taking his time here. Crowd's getting him fired up. Got to get the adrenaline kick here. Taking his time.
Exactly.
Ooh. Pulled off it. Cut under it a little bit. Yeah, he's pretty winded right now, so he uses a lot of effort in this contest, but that's why he's taking a little bit more time. The base hit don't count much in this contest.
Come on. Oh. Down to his 9 outs now. 1 to go. Yeah, that was like a floater, huh?
Yeah, he pulled a string on him.
5 does not necessarily shell them for the final round, although he'll have to sweat it. He's now with Buck.
I'm going to go out on my limb and say 5 won't make it.
No. Go ahead, Buck.
Vinny, it looked to me like you were getting a little tired there toward the end of that round.
No, I wasn't tired. I think I get my face out of the ball, tried to hit it too far, and but it's okay.
You think 5's going to make it?
I don't think so.
I don't either. Well, we talked about him being a better high fastball hitter. That pitch was up, and he really drives the ball better when he gets it above his belt. But usually if you're a good fastball hitter, you can handle that pitch up really well, and he does. Getting some great views here.
Yeah, this is sweet.
Well, Thome had 8. Vinny Castilla had 5. Rafael Palmeiro and Junior Griffey still to come in round number 2. Well, this is the tail of the tape in the second round. Jim Thome with 8, Vinny Castilla with 5. Coming to the plate now is Rafael, Emerson, Lake, and Palmeiro. And in the first round, oh, what a lucky man he was, because he hit 7 home runs, and here's where they went, including the crack of the bat, guys.
Properly stroked. Crispy strokes.
I like that crack of the bat.
Yeah.
See?
A little snap, crackle, pop.
Well, Rafi won't hit the prolific home runs, but again, here's a guy that he has 26 at the break, 38, 39, and 39 the 3 years before that. So you don't have to hit 510-foot home runs.
He's very consistent. Got a nice stroke.
Kind of calmed down a little bit, although Thome, he's been the most impressive show thus far, don't you think, guys? Jim Thome?
No doubt about it.
That was awesome. Awesome display of power right there. Ooh.
This one goes to right field. Back it goes. That was another sound effect.
Nice. He's got a good piece of lumber too. It makes a nice sound. Right on the screws. Pitcher's putting in a lot of work. Mr. Donnelly out there.
Yep.
Double. I'll take
That's
that one in the real
knock.
game.
That's a knock. Doesn't count much here.
Oh.
Starting to roll a
All right,
little
here we
bit.
go.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that they do tire a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because they also took batting practice.
Oh.
Let's go down to Buck Martinez with a couple of special guests.
It's all garbage. Walt, a lot of great news for you this week. Your son Brody is doing much better. How has this day gone for you?
It's a real special day. I mean, especially being that he's doing so much better, and the whole family is able to come back here and enjoy this this event and in this great city.
Dante, this has been a special day for Rockies fans seeing Vinny Castilla. How have you enjoyed it here?
Oh, it's a blast. Vinny did real well. He did proud for himself, and McGuire hitting the Fox sign was unbelievable. So it's been a good day for Rocky fans.
All right, guys, upstairs.
Hard buck. And Donna Bichette and Walt Weiss, and we talked about Walt Brody earlier on, and that's a great story. Here's Palmeiro down to the right field side. That's an upper decker. That's Tomey territory.
Close to the cash sign.
Yeah.
He's running out of outs.
Got under this one. That won't go.
Yeah, that 5 may not be as bad as I thought.
You know, you can post it, get in the clubhouse, go to the putting green in case you need a playoff later, right? Rafi down to his last out. He needs a deuce.
It's working away. So you get him out right. Move the ball around on this guy.
And so Palmeiro will end up with only 3. So that means Jim Tomey is guaranteed a seat in the finals. I think the fans are pleased with that. And it looks like Rafi ran out of a little juice, as you guys were talking about. Impressive show. Let's go down to Harold Reynolds.
Rafi, you said you thought it might take about 9 for you to get that through the second round. Was it a little bit harder the second time around?
Yeah, it was a little bit harder. I was jumping a little bit more and got a little bit tired.
Yeah, all right, well, congratulations. I know you'll be back at it tomorrow night. Thank you.
All right, Harold. Here's Junior Griffey and his son. Ken Griffey Jr., who had more homers than anyone in the first round, will step to the plate in round 2 next.
T-Mobile and Sprint are joining forces to build America's largest and most reliable 5G network. With more towers and more engineers, you'll get the best 5G network and the best prices. Welcome to T-Mobile.
Back here at twilight time in Denver, Chris Berman, Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza, the home run derby. Jim Tomey is moving on to the championship round. Vinny Castilla, will his 5 hold up? Or will Junior Griffey, if he gets 5, he'll be in. And in the first round, Junior had more homers than anyone else. Here was 8, and it took him about halfway through, guys, to get in the groove, didn't it, Joe?
Yeah. Well, that's been Griffey's MO in these home run hitting contests. Last year, he couldn't find the groove, so he was eliminated after the first round. When he won a couple of years ago, he got in the groove right in the middle of his swing, hit about 6 or 7 in a row.
Here's the leaders at the break. McGuire, of course, leads the majors. Junior leads the American League. Sammy Sosa slept on his shoulder funny the other day, and he's not going to play in the All-Star game. We missed him in this home run derby. And Greg Vaughn with 30. What a comeback year for him with the front-running San Diego Padres in the National League West. So here is Junior Griffey, one of 15 guys to have ever hit 50 or more home runs.
You know, that's an astounding statistic in all the players that have ever played this game. Only 15 have hit.
Yeah, 50 or more.
That's unbelievable.
The Babe, of course, did it 4 times. Jimmy Fox, Ralph Kiner, Willie Mays, and Mark McGuire have done it twice. And then Roger Maris, Hank Greenberg, Mickey Mantle, Cecil Fielder, Albert Bell, Jr., Brady Anderson, Hack Wilson, George Foster, Johnny Mize. There's your list.
That is a very impressive accomplishment.
Yeah,
that's a lot of bombs.
Because you had a fantastic year last year, and you had 40. I mean, that's great.
You're like thinking 40. I'm like, that's a lot.
And it is.
To some guys.
There's Sammy Sosa with 20 home runs last month. That's a new major league record for any month in the history of the game.
Got a Superman shirt underneath
that. Got the right shirt on.
That's why.
Give me one of those. Where do they sell those?
Unfortunately, he slept with some kryptonite over the.
Yeah. Hey, that's how rumors start, Joe. Hey, Junior's got 4 outs. So again, he's had that same pressure that he had the first round. Oh man, he really felt the pressure on that one, did he? Back, 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 and upper decker.
Well, he needs 5 to move on.
I think he's going to get that. I really do.
Off the
this one stay up. Oh, yeah.
Got it. They count the same.
It went 15 feet above the wall. I mean, 15 feet up. The wall's 14 in right field.
How many does he have? Is that 3 or 4?
Got 3. Needs 2, Joe. Once he gets 2, he would knock Castilla out in the tiebreak. Because he had more than anybody else in this one. Fair ball. Home run.
And needs 1 more, and if he gets 1 more, he should stop. Go ahead and start the next round.
Yeah.
Save your energy.
Good strategy.
Save your energy.
Oh, there it is.
Sends this one back, back.
Way back.
Gone. And the last man to decide to play in this home run derby is the man moving on to round 3. So Castilla gave it a run, but 5 did not hold up for him.
He's going to keep going. I guess he feels good.
That's one's driven to right center. Gone.
Wow. In the bullpen there. I agree with Joe. I think you got to save your bullets.
Yeah, I really do, because you're going to start. You have only 2 people left. You're not going to get as much time to recuperate. You need a little strategy in this home run hitting contest as well as just some power.
I think he doesn't want to get booed, though, so the pressure is on.
I forgot about that.
It's this one into the Rocky Mountain sky.
Oh, that's long.
That's a second decker.
So we're watching this contest. You have a tendency to get spoiled. You don't realize that how long those bombs are. That's a long ways out there.
I think the contest I saw in Pittsburgh was the greatest display I ever saw.
Well, we had Junior, we had Frank Thomas, right?
Yeah. Well, Frank Thomas hit one off the left center field upper deck there.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Yep. Well, there's Junior, and he'll sit with the 8 home runs in this round after the 8 home run in the first round. So he won. Ties Tomey's 8, but he didn't need to do that. And it'll be Junior Griffey against Jim Thome in the finals. He had the stroke going about halfway through again, guys.
Well, he does not have to make many adjustments in a home run hitting contest. That's his natural swing, and he just does the job. Well, that's the reason he's hit 50 home runs, and he's on his way to 50 again this year or more.
So Junior Griffey and Jim Thome, lefties only, need apply to the finals here at the Home Run Derby. Who will win it here in the Rockies? We'll be back to Coors Field in Denver for the championship round right after this.
MLB at Home is presented by T-Mobile, here to connect you to what matters most on America's largest 5G network. Switch to T-Mobile today.
Back here in Denver, Ken Griffey Jr., Jim Thome for all the marbles. And remember, in the beginning, the MCI hitting challenge coming up next with future Hall of Famers George Brett, Robin Yount, the Hawk, Andre Dawson, just to name a few. John Elway in it.
All right, fans, the second
Here's the Elway family. Enjoying John could have been quite a baseball player.
Yeah, I heard he jumped the gate a couple times.
Remember at the beginning we said someone might hit it to the moon? It's there for the taking.
I think Thome got the closest.
He did. I think if you're on the Sea of Tranquility, beware right now. Thome definitely leads in upper decks. And think about it, Mike. Jim experienced what you did, the 2 home run derbies that you entered. You didn't hit one out. He had none in his hometown last year. He's totally changed that around this year.
Absolutely. Made an incredible adjustment. And I'm trying to figure out where all these coaches were when I was hitting. Everyone's giving advice. No one told me anything.
Actually, Mike, I thought you were going to make adjustments after the first time when you didn't get any.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. Again, I'm not going to make excuses, but the pitchers that I had, I really wasn't that comfortable off of. And
well, that makes a big difference.
It's tough. It's tough sometimes.
You think they're rooting for Junior or Thome here? And who are you picking? Or do you want to make one, Joe? What do you think?
Well, Peter Pasquarelli has said Thome from the beginning, so I guess that's his pick. I have to stay with Griffey because any home run hitting contest, I always pick him, even though I was completely wrong last year.
I'm going with Dave Kingman. Oh, he's in the next one. He's in the next show.
Well, you might have a chance in that.
Hey, you know what? This park was built for Dave Kingman just 20 years too late. Thome rips it, but that'll be an out.
I was going to say before he started hitting, I was going to pick Thome, but I'll wait till he hits first.
So you're picking this up pretty quickly, Mike.
And remember, they only get 5 outs the final round.
If he could keep up that stroke, Thome is going to be tough.
You definitely have to get in the groove here with only 5 outs if you're going to win this.
Tries for center field this time. Will it have enough juice? In the rocks.
Look at that.
The ball will have a smile on it if it was Pilata.
Caromed off the granite out there.
Some people say they are balata.
Maybe they are. Tell you what, if they open one of those things up, Joe, after that slice, that did not get out. It says Top Flight on it. Then we'll know.
A little bit of pressure here. You know, you have only 5 outs, so you might be pulling off the ball a little bit.
Gets under this. Does this have enough? Back. Oh, yeah. Deck number 2. 2 home runs for Tommy. I just love that everyone brought their gloves out there and we're really ready for action.
We haven't seen any casualties out there, so these people, well, they know. They've been through it a million
Except
times.
that one on the beer line.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. That guy got it right in the back of the gourd. Tommy looks good. Real confident. What an incredible story. I mean, thinking about it last year, drawing a blank, getting shut out, and now he's just in total control. The master of his domain.
Patient at the plate.
Laying off the bad pitches. Absolutely.
I know that second pitch was a slider. I mean, it looked like down and in.
Little cutter.
Yeah.
Trying to get in up on the knuckles. That's how you got to pitch this guy. Way to go.
3 outs, so he's only got 2 left with just 2 home runs. Junior Griffey to follow. He joined us late. Mark McGwire clubbed only 4 and did not advance in the second round. Surprise.
That's a pellet. Watch out there. That's the thing too with these new ballparks. If people are close, you go to these games, you better be careful.
Last out for Tommy. Skied. And 9 right fielders move under the ball.
And it still drops in.
Hit him with the 8. Tommy with 2 home runs. So I don't know if that'll stand for Junior now. Here's the swing.
Ooh.
It's time for round 2.
Well, that pitch was up a little bit, and Tommy got most of it. And straightaway center field.
At full extension.
A 53 Sony projection home theater television.
T-Mobile and Sprint are joining forces to build America's largest and most reliable 5G network. With more towers and more engineers, you'll get the best 5G network and the best prices. Welcome to T-Mobile.
Junior Griffey will try to get 3 to win it. If you get 2, the tiebreak in this is they have a shootout, if you will. Penalty kicks. No. You get sudden death, you get 3 outs. So no more previous totals or anything else count.
Ronaldo. Goal.
Goal.
Doors open for Junior here.
Well, it is if he can get on the board right away.
Yeah.
Like in his first couple of swings, but then pressure starts to build.
Yeah. Sammy. Love you, Sammy. Sammy Sosa.
That pitch was way inside.
Yeah. He ran it.
Those same 8 right fielders.
Someone
This one
snagged
made
it.
the grab.
In the dirt.
In the dirt. These guys pitched the hitting challenge, which was before us. So they're definitely tired.
No, they're out of gas.
Straight away center field.
Got it.
In the granite.
Line drive.
A pomegranate. Griffey with 1.
Very nicely struck. Oh, too much topspin. These guys are making nice plays out there. Look at them running around.
Pressure.
That one. Remember, you get just the 5 outs now. Oh. That was a long run. He started at the foul line.
Yeah, he gets the
You
cheer.
can't give him an error for that.
Nice effort. Nice effort there.
Oh, he hits this one a long way. Back.
Yeah, you got
back,
it. Yep.
and gone.
See the people start to stand up. You know where it's going.
Well, the next home run will win it.
See you later.
He got it.
Back to right field.
Oh.
The winner
got it.
is Junior Griffey of the Mariners.
Well, I think it's great because he finally decided to participate in the contest, and I think the fans deserved his presence, and I think he gave it to him, and he ends up winning the contest.
You like watching it from up here, Michael?
Oh, this was awesome.
Easy
Ironically,
up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go down to Harold Reynolds.
All right, congratulations, Junior. When did you decide to go ahead and make the contest?
Well, I felt coming into BP, if I felt okay, I would do it. And you know, I don't like to get booed, and you know, I got 4 million reasons why I did it.
Well, congratulations. Also, man, you came up with a tough challenger here. Jim told me he was hitting some balls a long ways. You've seen him a lot.
Yeah, you know, I sent him 95 when he hit in the second deck in Cleveland. But you know, these guys have worked hard, and it's a lot of fun, and I don't know what to say.
Well, Jim, you talked about how important it was to be in this and how fun it is for baseball. Did you have a good time today?
Well, this was great. Like I said, just to be in this and watch all the best hitters in baseball do their thing. You know, this is good for the fans, and you know, it was awesome. It was awesome, and you know, hopefully they'll ask me to do it again next year.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations, Junior. Jim, thank you. Appreciate it. Back to you, Boomer, up in this booth.
All right, Harold and Jim Thome and Junior Griffey, congratulations. This was the stroke by the home run champ for 98, Junior Griffey.
Ironically, I think one of the shortest home runs won the contest.
Yeah, you're right.
He just got it in that front row, dropped it over the ledge, and picked up that championship. Very nice.
I must admit, I think it was a great contest, but you know, I was a little disappointed that Mark McGwire didn't get to go against Ken Griffey Jr.
We've got a wrap-up word or two as Junior Griffey has won it. The 1998 Service Merchandise Home Run Derby is presented by Service Merchandise, proud sponsor of the 1998 Service Merchandise Home Run Derby, and in part by Nike, and by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota. Every day. Twilight time in Denver, where Junior Griffey is bested Jim Thome in the Home Run Derby. And what a great show put on by the Rockies organization, the city of Denver. We look forward to tomorrow night, that's for sure. And Mike Piazza, what a treat it was having you up here with us. And as you watch this, does this get you more excited to play in that game tomorrow night, which you'll start again for the National League?
Oh, absolutely. I'm fired up. The ball is carrying very well here, as you saw.
Well, you still own the longest home run here at Coors Field, 496 feet. You ready to top it?
Now, we'll see what we can do. I think it's going to be interesting. I think someone probably will top it. But the pitchers got their work cut out ahead of them, so it's going to be a very interesting game.
Well, then you have to call a good game. Thanks, Mike. Have fun tomorrow.
Thank
It
you.
was great with you.
Thank you.
Joe, we saw a heck of a show.
Yes, we did, and I want to tell Mike it was a pleasure working with him. And I must say that this was a great show. I mean, some of the longest home runs we've ever seen in the home run hitting contest. But I want to make one more point, and that is that what Ken Griffey meant when he said he had 4 million reasons. All the great fans that voted for him out there gave him 4 million votes, and he felt that he should play in the contest. And I think that's very honorable. And I have said in the past that I think the players the last few years have really made a concerted effort to prove to the fans that they love him, and this is great.
Well, and he certainly delivered. So Junior Griffey is our winner of the Service Merchandise Home Run Derby. We're glad you could join us for our first live telecast of the Home Run Derby. For Harold Reynolds, Buck Martinez, Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza, I'm Chris Berman saying so long from Denver. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Stay tuned with the MCI All-Star Hitting Challenge. And now, here's Gary Thorne.